There is a professional lie that documentary filmmakers tell themselves to stay sane. That the lens is a barrier. We tell ourselves that as long as we are behind the glass, we are merely observers. We are ghosts in the room. For 5 years, Jax and I lived by that lie. We filmed the rot of the world. Abandoned wards, industrial ruins, places where the air felt like old blood. We thought we were untouchable.
I'm not making this for the channel. The Paradigm Hunters brand is dead. Jax is in a private psychiatric facility now. He hasn't spoken in 42 days. He doesn't eat unless he's forced. He just sits on the floor of his room, staring at the corner where the wall meets the ceiling, his hands locked around his throat like a vice. God help me. Lately, I've started doing the same thing.
It began with a post on an obscure urban exploration forum. User Vance402. The thread was titled, "She is Getting Taller." It was only live for 6 minutes before the mods nuked it. I managed to scrape the text. It said, "The corners are no longer enough. My husband is already touching the ceiling. Don't look up when you enter. If she thinks you noticed her face, she takes it as an invitation." I traced the IP to a burner VoIP. I called it. A woman answered. Eleonora. She didn't say hello. She just whispered, "Bring a very long tape measure. And then, don't bring anyone you love." I should have known then. I should have walked away.
A harsh transition. The sound of a heavy SUV engine roaring and the rhythmic, aggressive thwack-thwack of windshield wipers fighting a torrential downpour. The visual is grainy dashcam footage. The sky over Akron is a flat, oppressive slate gray. They are driving past miles of skeletal factories and rusted water towers that look like the remains of a forgotten civilization. The rain streaks the glass in long, diagonal slashes.
Look at this place, Ethan. Seriously, it's a cemetery for capitalism. I swear, the GPS has been trying to kill us for the last 20 miles. It keeps telling me to turn around, to recalculate into a ditch. Even the satellites don't want to admit this zip code exists. My gut is doing somersaults, man. This isn't just a spooky location. It feels heavy. Like the gravity here is stronger. It's just industrial decay, Jax. The heaviness is atmospheric pressure. And the fact that we've been in this car for 6 hours. People in dying towns love to invent modern folklore. It gives them a sense of mystery. Reality is just poverty and lead paint. We're going to Oakwood Heights to find a rational cause. High EMF, black mold, or carbon monoxide poisoning can all cause hallucinations of entities. We stick to the scientific method. We record the baseline, we interview Eleonora, and we provide a logical explanation. Don't let the weather get in your head.
Grief doesn't explain that phone call, Ethan. I ran the audio file through the spectrograph back at the motel. The background noise, that clicking, it wasn't electronic interference. It had a biological cadence. It sounded exactly like the noise a chiropractor makes when they adjust a cervical spine, but repeated on a loop 50 times a minute. Crack, crack, crack. And Eleonora, she sounded like she was speaking from the bottom of a well. check it every 5 seconds.
The SUV pulls into the parking lot of Oakwood Heights. It is a massive 8-story brutalist block of concrete. It stands alone in a field of dead weeds. Black moisture stains run down the sides of the building like weeping ink. Most of the windows are boarded up with plywood, but the 4th floor stands out. Every window is covered from the inside with thick black industrial plastic bags that billow inward and outward like the building is breathing. The wind howling around the corners produces a low, mournful drum.
Arrival time is 3:42 p.m. The exterior of Oakwood Heights shows catastrophic neglect. No signs of other residents. Jax, get the Pelican cases. I want the infrared, the parabolic mics, and the tape measure. Let's get inside before this rain turns to ice. Keep the camera low for now.
Handheld footage. Shaky and out of focus in the dim light. They enter the lobby. Air thick with dust and moisture. Lit only by a flickering fluorescent tube buzzing overhead. The elevator doors hang open to a dark shaft descending endlessly. The silence feels physical.
Of course the elevator is dead. Ethan, look at the cables in the shaft. Zoom in. They aren't just snapped, they're slagged. Like somebody took a blowtorch to the steel. The ends are melted. All right, stairs it is, but I'm turning the K2 on now. I want to know if we're walking into a microwave.
The lobby smells like wet potting soil and rusted copper. The temperature's dropping. Watch your step. The concrete is slick.
They climb the freezing stairwell. On the second landing, the flashlight reveals frantic tally marks and a message carved into the concrete.
We are on the 2nd floor landing. The ambient temperature has dropped by 12 degrees since the lobby. Jax, look at this. These aren't gang tags. Someone spent hours here, scrimchawing the concrete. The ceiling is hungry? What kind of psychological state leads someone to carve that into a wall on their hands and knees? Ethan, look at the meter. It's not even pulsing anymore. It's pegged in the red. 45 milligauss. There are no power lines here. No breaker boxes. My skin is prickling. The hair on my arms is standing straight up. I feel like I'm made of static electricity. And do you hear that? Listen.
The audio track is boosted. From somewhere high above them in the stairwell comes a rhythmic sound. Click, click, click. It is the sound of bone on stone. It is perfectly steady.
It's just the building settling, Jax. Thermal contraction. Concrete expands and contracts with the temperature change. We're going to the 4th floor. Don't look up the stairwell. Just keep your eyes on the steps.
They reach the 4th floor. The heavy fire door creaks open with a deafening metallic screech. The hallway is a long, suffocating tunnel. The wallpaper is a grotesque 70s floral pattern, peeling in long, curling strips that look like dead skin. The silence is heavy, pressing against their eardrums. They reach the door to 402. Ethan knocks. It sounds like a gunshot.
Eleonora? It's Ethan and Jax. We spoke on the phone.
The sound of a dozen deadbolts clicking open. The door groans open. Eleonora Vance stands there. She's a ghost of a woman. Her skin translucent, her eyes bloodshot and fixed firmly on the floor. She refuses to look up at their faces. She is wearing a thick wool scarf, despite the stifling heat inside the apartment.
You brought the camera. Good. She likes the red light. It looks like a drop of blood in the dark. Come inside. Close the door. Don't let the draft in. The draft makes her sway. And she hates when the world moves.
Eleonora, thank you for letting us in. We want to help you figure out what's happening. But I have to ask, why are you sitting on the floor?
The camera pans the living room. Every piece of furniture, the sofa, the coffee table, the chairs, has had its legs sawed off. The furniture sits 3 inches from the floor. The apartment is stiflingly hot, the air thick with humidity that fogs the camera lens. Jax wipes it clean, his hand shaking.
We had to lower the eye line. Gary started it. He said the ceiling was getting closer, but he was wrong. He was just getting taller. He had a growth spurt last night. His joints wouldn't stop popping. He's in the spare bedroom now. He's resting. He's reached the corner, you see. He doesn't have to reach anymore.
Ethan, look at the kitchen. What the hell is that?
Camera moves into the kitchenette. The refrigerator door seal has melted. The rubber has liquefied and reformed into hard, cascading ripples. Inside, the food is covered in a thick, vibrating blanket of black mold that seems to pulse with a life of its own. On the kitchen table, which is also sawed down to the floor, sits a single, long tape measure. It is extended to 6 feet, and the end is stained with something dark and sticky.
She's systematically removing any reason to look up. Psychological avoidance on a structural level. Jax, look at the bathroom door frame. Shine the light up there.
The camera tilts up. Above the doorframe, reaching almost to the ceiling, are 5 massive vertical gouges carved deeply into the plaster. They aren't tool marks. They are the width of human fingers, but the span is 3 times the size of a normal hand. The wood is splintered, as if something was hanging from it with immense weight.
Those are scratch marks, Ethan. Something was holding onto the door frame, fighting to keep from being pulled up. I'm not staying here. We need to leave.
Not yet. I need to see Gary's study. I need the journal.
They sneak toward the office. The clicking grows louder. Ethan opens the door. Inside, freezing cold. Distorted spine drawings cover the desk. He opens the journal. The handwriting is frantic.
Listen to Gary's last entries. October 21st. The pain is a white fire. It starts at the base of my skull and pulls toward the stars. I measured myself today. I am 6'7". Yesterday I was 6'4". My neck is so thin I can see the light through it. Eleanor won't look at me. She says I look like a serpent. In the last entry, Jax, it's just one sentence over and over. The vertebrae won't stop cracking. The vertebrae won't stop cracking. The sky is lonely.
Put it down. The EMF meter just died, Ethan. The screen cracked from the inside.
There's something in this room. I can feel the air pulling at my hair. We have to go!
A sudden, violent thud shakes the entire apartment. It comes from the living room. It sounds like a heavy weight being dropped from the ceiling. They run back into the living room. Eleonora is sitting in the center, but she has turned her chair. She is now facing the corner where the walls meet the ceiling. The amber light of the lamp flickers, casting a long, distorted shadow of her body onto the wall. The shadow's neck is beginning to elongate, stretching up toward the dark molding.
Eleonora? What was that? We're leaving, and you're coming with us, now!
You cannot leave. The sky has noted your bones. She thinks you are pliable, Ethan.
It has me. Ethan, look at the shadow! It's not hers!
The camera captures the shadow on the wall. A second shadow, featureless, with an impossibly long neck, emerges from the ceiling's darkness. It reaches down and touches Jax's shadow. Jax's head jerks violently upward. The sound of a dozen dry branches snapping, crack, 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 fills the room. Jax's neck visibly elongates by 2 inches in a second. He screams, a wet, choking sound.
The window! Jax, the window!
Ethan grabs the heavy metal tripod and swings it into the living room window. The glass shatters. He shoves Jax through the opening onto the fire escape. He dives out after him. As he falls, the camera catches one final frame. Eleanor's head is now pressed flat against the ceiling. Beside her, a massive pipe with 2 many joints reaches out from the dark. The footage cuts to black. Silence for 10 seconds. Then, the scene fades back to Ethan in his studio. He is sitting closer to the camera now. His neck is wrapped in a thick scarf. He looks like a man who has already died, but hasn't realized it yet.
We didn't go to the police. How could we? They found the apartment empty. No Gary, no Eleonora. Just a pile of teeth on the floor and 60 feet of human vertebrae in the water tower on the roof. They called it a unexplained disappearance. But horror isn't a ghost, Jax. It's a seed. Once you see the stretch, your body remembers it. I went to the doctor yesterday. For my entire adult life, I was 5'10". Yesterday they measured me at 6'2". My spine clicks when I breathe. I can't sleep in a bed. I have to stay on the floor, curled in a ball, because if I straighten out, I feel it. The hook under my jaw. The pulling.
Don't look up. The screen cuts instantly to black. The final sound is the wet, repetitive clicking of bone.